is okay. Sometimes we know how these spaces be and everything, and the connection. Sometimes people have an issue coming into the spaces and stuff like that. But if your connection is cool in the space, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up and let me know what's up, Mama Bear, with you, Mr. AI. We about to get this thing going. Of course, you guys all know the actual topic of the room, the podcast. Shout out to my people that'll be coming in on YouTube tonight. We're going to be talking about Joe Biden dropping out of the 2024 presidential race and endorsing Kamala Harris for the next president of the United States. That's right. Joe Biden he's endorsed her. So far, though, we got a lot of big time Democrat people that have endorsed her, but so far Barack Obama hasn't endorsed her yet. He hasn't endorsed her. You haven't got the Obama endorsement coming in yet. The Clintons, they went ahead, they endorsed her as well too. We're going to be discussing that tonight, guys. We're going to be discussing this whole situation going on in the aftermath. Crazy political season that is taking place right here, and we got a couple months away before the actual election. This is going to be one of the craziest elections in our lifetime. This has just been completely drama filled, to say the least. And like I said, and also Joe, what's his name, Joe Manchin. I think that he's sitting up here and he's talking about possibly, I guess Joe Manchin became an actual independent, and then he's talking about becoming an actual, going back to the Democratic Party. They want to see about him possibly running against Kamala Harris. Right now, everybody's saying all the things that you're supposed to say when something like this happens. Everybody, oh yeah, we support her, we this and that, whatever. Behind the scenes, I'm not exactly sure what's the actual confidence level in terms of Kamala Harris becoming the next president. I think if the election was held today, I think Trump would beat her by 7-8 points. Personally, I'd be surprised if it was just a couple points that separated him. I think he would beat her by at least anywhere from 5 to 7 points, I think. So they got to go ahead and they got to try to figure this thing out as quick as possible right now. It's crazy. They're going to have to figure it out as quick as possible. Shout out, I see Original up in the space as well, too. So shout out to Original coming up here. And I see a bunch of you guys, Black Majority State, 400, Mama, Mr. Finn. What's up, MF Kush? I see you up in here as well, too. So I see a bunch of you guys coming up in here. On YouTube, we have Brian Tucker says, I'm going to sit here and tell you that I'm going to do something that would only specifically benefit Black people. No, okay, he's doing the Kamala Harris, the little Kamala Harris thing that she said years ago that she's not going to do something specifically to target, specifically to help Black people. I already said in the post earlier, too, this is about to become the biggest gender battle in the history of Black politics in our lifetime. You're about to see MSNBC, CNN, about to see everybody sitting up here, and they're going to be talking about Black men and Black women. I heard them earlier today, they was talking about, with Kamala Harris, you have to come out and support her because the Black women being the solid voting base of the Democratic Party, and they don't want to upset Black women as well, too, so you just can't come out and have somebody run against them. We already heard what Joy Reid said the other day about Black men. So we're getting ready to have a full-fledged gender war, and it's going to be led by mainstream media, mainly the liberal media. They're going to sit up here and they're going to point Black men as a reason if she loses, it's going to be on Black men. I said that months ago as well, too. It's definitely going to be now. You're going to start getting a bunch of the Black celebrities and stuff on there. I've been seeing a lot of people imploding online. Some of your main entertainers and stuff when it comes to actually the Democratic Party, they think that you basically a Tom if you don't go ahead and you don't support Kamala Harris. If you don't come out and support Kamala Harris and give her 100% your support, then you're basically a Tom and you're basically no different than the white men. I've already heard them talk about how Trump they have already launched an attack. They've already launched the ad, but they've already talking about how Trump he attacks women and this and that or whatever. So it's going to be one of these things right here that this is going to be one of the few campaigns that they're going to try to make this thing that you got to handle it with kitty gloves as much as possible right here. Everybody's going to be sitting up here saying, you can't say this to her. You can't say that to her. We're about to get this whole, like she's about to become as black as Manute Bol when it comes to how black she is and this and that as well too. She's never talked about her blackness until it's really election time. So we're going to have to hear this the whole time. First, she's the first black person, then she's the first black and Asian, then she's the first this and that or whatever. So, I wouldn't even be totally shocked if the Democrats don't go ahead and tell Joe Biden to go ahead. And since you already decided that you're not going to run, just go ahead and step down so we can go ahead and make Kamala Harris a president. So then the Democrats can say, we've had we've had 2 black presidents, a male and a female, and we had a black Asian president. We're the first ever do it, and this and that. So I wouldn't be totally shocked in a couple of weeks before election time that Joe Biden may go ahead and step down. They make Kamala Harris the president, and then they can say, once again, the Democratic Party shows you that we're the most progressive party in the history of this country. We're the only ones that have a black man and a black woman, or a black man and an Asian woman, or a black man and a half Asian woman to become president of the United States. So I wouldn't be totally shocked if they don't somehow convince Joe Biden to go ahead and sit down and go ahead and kick it to her. Even though her presidency might be short-lived, they can at least say, hey, you know, we got this right here. And you'll never get this Republican Party. We told you that we're the party of diversity, we're the party of inclusion. Look at it. Look at exactly what we did. We had a black woman and a black man be president of the United States. So it's about to you about to see gender wars. You about to see black man versus black woman pitted. You about to see they're going to be talking about her HBCU experience at Howard. They're going to be talking about how she learned how to step. They're going to be talking about all of this stuff going on with Kamala Harris. Like I mean, the whole thing, you just getting a bite size of it. I was listening to CBS today, and they was having a hissy fit about Donald Trump. They're talking about how, you know, the women, how she's going to deal with women issues, and how she's going to challenge on abortion, and she's going to challenge on voting rights and this and that or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, here we go. I'm like, politics is a dirty game. Now, if you can have men sitting up here mudslinging and hitting below the belt, if you don't want her to get hit below the belt, then tell her to get up out the actual ring. Okay. You're not going to just sit up here and let men sit up here and sling mud and drag each other through the mud and do all kind of cheap things to each other, and then sit up here and say, well, you know what? She's a woman. You can't talk to her like that. You can't treat her like that. No, she's a big girl. She's got her big panties on. She wants to go ahead and she wants to play with the big boys. Politics is as dirty and nasty as game as possible. She decided she wants to get up in it. So, hey, whatever she gets hit with, that's just what it is. You know, she wants to be president of the United States. But I truly believe behind the scenes, the Democrats are running right now. They don't want to have somebody, they want to make it seem like they're unified. At the same time, they have no faith in this woman to lead. They don't think Kamala Harris can lead and actually beat Donald Trump. No poll that I've seen so far has her a favorite to beat Donald Trump. And then I've seen the actual potential candidates that they had. I saw a short list of candidates. The chick, what's her name up there in Michigan? The governor of Michigan, Gretchen. I can't think of her last name. They had her as a candidate. They had Wes Moore as a candidate. They had Raphael Warnock as a candidate. They had all of these people. And I'm like, they had Pete, what was his name? Pete Buttigieg, whatever, however you say his name. I'm like, listen, you know damn well you're not going to have a ticket where people can say, well, this is a black ticket. You got a quote unquote a black woman and quote unquote this black man. No, Warnock and Westmore have absolutely no chance of being on the ticket. So scratch that off. They're not going to have a quote unquote all black ticket. Secondly, you can say how far America's come and this and that, whatever. You're not going to have an all-female ticket and become and they get in the White House. You're not going to have Kamala Harris, and you're not going to have the governor of Detroit and what is it? The governor of Michigan or the mayor, whatever she is. They're not going to have it. They're not going to have an all-female. They're not going to have an all-female ticket. Period. So even throwing this stuff out there is crazy. It makes no sense. It's not going to happen. So right now they're scratching and they're searching and they're looking and this and that. The best thing they're going to do is go ahead and find them a white man to go ahead and be her running mate, because they're not going to have a minority ticket with 2 females. You're not going to have a Latino up there with her. You're not going to have another Asian. You're not going to have this. You're going to have a white man up in that office. Or if they don't, then they're going to get walked. They're going to get walked right up out of the actual out of this election. They have no chance. You're not going to have Raphael Warnock. Raphael Warnock barely beat Herschel Walker. I mean, does people know? I mean, Raphael Warnock, by the skin of his teeth, got by Herschel Walker in Georgia. What is Raphael Warnock going to add to the ticket except a loss? So it's no way possible that that's going to happen whatsoever. People can sit up here and come up with all these names and this and that or whatever. You can sit up here and talk about feminism and how it's boosted America and all this other crap. If you believe feminism is that strong, then go ahead and get Gretchen, put on a ticket, and see what happens. And I guarantee you that they're going to lose. They'll lose that one by double digits. You're going to have a lot of white women that's both Democrats and conservatives not vote for them. That's not even going to happen. That's not even realistic. You got, and then they say, what's his name? What's your boy, the Kennedy, RFK Jr. And they say he had some kind of press conference or something like that. What was he talking about? Anybody know what Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was talking about? Because I know he wants to go ahead and seize opportunity. He can't even capitalize on his own political name. He's got the cachet of the Kennedy name, and he can't even capitalize. His own family won't get behind him on that. So what is he talking about?
Yeah, I dozed off on that one, man. So I gotta check the replay on that one.
Yeah, shout out to you, DJ. Shout out to everybody. What's up, Wani? I see you, Somali, Black. Talent. I see my girl Trouble down there. Black Pressure, man. Y'all already know what time it is. I put the poll. I got a poll. When I get a chance, I'm gonna put it up in the Jumbotron. I gotta put that poll up there for y'all to vote in it. Do y'all think that she can beat Donald Trump? Do y'all think that this woman could beat? If just say she, let's just say in a perfect world, she does. She stays as the actual candidate for the Democrats. And a head up, do y'all think that this woman can actually beat Donald Trump? Because I was looking at CBS News, and I guess a black lady, I can't remember her name, that worked along with it, was saying that Donald Trump, I guess, canceled a debate that he had coming up. I guess a debate he had coming up because Joe Biden's no longer the president. And they were trying to say, the lady trying to say, well, Donald Trump is scared to debate her because she'll wax him and this and that or whatever. So I'm like, why would he be afraid to debate her? But nonetheless, I see we got a couple hands up here. Somali, what's going on with you? Black look like he may be having some connection issues. So if you get a chance.
Everyone, great space. Just two things I just wanted to say. I don't know why Kamala Harris is so delusional that she doesn't understand. She just can't bother, and that Biden, I'm sure he didn't want to drop out, but he's kind of forced to do it. But Kamala Harris thinking she has any chance is foolish on her part. And also, one other thing before I drop down, you're clearly seeing Indian Americans doing a full court press in American politics, both on the left and right side. So that's something that folks should know, because I'm sure you're aware of this, but the Indian Americans are being used to politically replace Black America. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Well, the thing with the Indian American, and you have Vivek sitting up there at the Republican convention speaking on with Black people. First off, you don't know a damn thing about Black people. All them damn anti-threads you be putting out about Black people, and you want to sit up here because you was kissing behind and hoping that you would actually be the vice president pick that Trump had up in hand. But don't sit up here and tell Black people about the history and relationship with the Republican Party. You don't know anything about the Republican Party. And before your people immigrated to this country, Black people was already dealing with Republicans. So we don't need you to tell us, especially with all this anti-Black stuff that you constantly put up here day in and day out. And now you want to sit up here and act like we cool and we friends and this and that or whatever. And take a lap. Sit down. What we got coming up here? Chocolate Jello Pud. What's going on with you tonight?
Yeah, about the Indians, I've noticed that they're that Indians are everywhere all of a sudden, and I believe that there were Indians have been sneaking into the politics undercover for a while now, but they just haven't been prominently placed until now. And I have a theory. It's because there is an obvious anti-immigrant tide coming right now, and Indians know that they're going to be caught up in it. So Indians, because I watched the RNC very carefully, and it seems like J.D. Vance, J.D. Vance and Trump, their platform was unify America, get rid of immigrants. That was their platform, and they made a specific point. Beyond what's her name, the slut walk lady, the bald chick, I can't think of her name. Beyond her, they made a point to put up a lot of their black Republicans, to put them front and center, which they've never done before. They made a point to bring in preachers from Chicago and Detroit, which I've never seen that before. And they chose the preachers, obviously, as a signal to Black America. And even the music they chose a lot of Black American music. to be the emblem of it. And I believe that Indians, in and of themselves, they know that they're going to get caught up in this anti-immigrant tide. And so what they're trying to do is position themselves and connect themselves with being the good legal immigrants. They're trying to sort of push that into the zeitgeist. Let it be legal immigrants versus illegal immigrants, and they're trying to position themselves as being the good legal immigrants. And a lot of the ones that we have here, they're papered up. They have money and they have those ties to India, which is useful for the government itself. But I also believe that purely because this is a country of race, beyond all these little, immigrant ethnicities and things like that, I believe they're going to get caught right up in that tide, and I'm here for it. And I said this in Sexy Ra's space a few minutes ago, and I will say this message broad and wide. I believe that we have a unique opportunity to this time to be not just anti-immigrant, but hostile, like actively hostile towards them, not bodily, not doing violence to them or anything like that, but being very ruthless in not supporting any of their policies. If you live in cities with them, of course, people have been talking about this, starving them economically, not going to any of their businesses when possible, if you have other options, not joining any alliances with them at all, and being very ruthless about our own politics, locally and nationally. But I think that the Indians know that there is massive anti-immigrant sentiment, and they're trying to position themselves as all being legal and being good. But I think that all immigrants, all of them, are about to get caught up in that tide, and it's going to affect Indians too. And that's it.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you, Chocolate. Let me go ahead. I see Mr. Is it Al or Mr. AI? I can't.
Mr. Al, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Al?
Oh, nothing much. I just gotta say, I don't think Kamala Harris is going to win this election, in my opinion, because I think there's going to be a contested election, next month, because I'm hearing reports that this guy named Joe Manchin said he wasn't going to do it, was going to run, and was telling Biden was telling Biden to step down. At first this morning he said he was, but now he's being told that he might enter the race and everything else. And what you're going to have is that you're going to have some of these old blue dog Democrats, conservative white male Democrats who, are no different than, some of the suspected white supremacists that are in the Republican Party. They're going to try to come in and, stop the process and everything else. And have you all noticed, too, that Barack Obama has stopped short in endorsing Kamala Harris along with Nancy Pelosi? That's something to think about. So, even if Trump doesn't debate her, I think he's still going to pull it off. One other thing I just want to say to some of y'all brothers and sisters too, that especially brothers, if she does lose, you're going to have, black celebrities, pundits that are going to start blaming black men for why Kamala Harris can become the quote-unquote first black president, which, I know many of y'all don't believe that she is that, because she's always been tied with her ethnic background being of Indian and Jamaican descent. So just sit down, have your popcorn and everything else, and just watch what's going to happen in the Democratic National Convention next month in Chicago. And oh, by the way, in 1990 and 1968, they had the riots over there at the convention, so we could be seeing that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to and anybody else that wants to speak tonight, feel free to come on up here. Of course, you guys already know what everybody's talking about. It is the actual talk of let's be for real, the entire world at this point in time. Joe Biden stepping down. It wasn't a surprise. It was just a matter of time. If you saw that debate with him and Donald Trump, I think Black Pressure had a space that night, and we actually kind of listened into that. And you saw right then and there his goose was cooked. And this guy just for the past few weeks since that space, of course, he's been tripping and stumbling and bumbling for the past couple of years, but not knowing if he's about to kiss his wife or another woman, not knowing who the vice president was, he was a vice president, this and just all kind of crazy stuff that we just see the man. It's not funny. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but you can see that the man cognitive was just slipping. Like he just wasn't as sharp anymore. And I know people want to put it on this and the COVID and all this other stuff. No, the man is slipping. The man's older. And I know there's a lot of 80-some-year-old people that get around in great shape, but you can tell he has a look of somebody that just worn out. So you kind of see it coming anyway. So let me go ahead and get to Sister Sean. Sister Sean, what's going on with you tonight?
Hello, family, peace, power, and all roads to reparations. Couple of points. I'm not too sure who's in the boardroom. I don't know who's on the left, the right, but this is a disaster. Just to endorse Kamala Harris, I would have rather seen them just get, an outright candidate, of course, because that's his VP. He has to endorse her. But whoever thinks that Kamala Harris is going to win against, Donald Trump and all the momentum he has, sell me a bridge in Brooklyn. First of all, this woman shouldn't have been there in the first place. Think back. She was originally a presidential candidate. And Tulsi Gabbard, who was a Democrat at the time and has since switched to the Republican Party, mopped the floor with her. Her candidacy for president was just a complete disaster. I don't even know how she became VP because she was getting smoked even in the presidential debates, even getting up almost to the point of having to totally retreat. So this tells you all of the, there's a lot of inner workings in the DNC within that structure that's blocking out candidates. That woman should have never been there in the first place. And her background, to remind everybody, she said when people were at least warming up to releasing prisoners for low-level crimes, she sat up there and said, no, we need them in the state of California. We need these prisoners to fight these wildfires. So this woman was looking for slave labor. And then she wanted to lock up parents for truancy for their children. Anybody that's a mother that has a teenager, the things don't always go smooth. They cut school. They play ditch. We used to call playing it ditch. And so I'm going to get locked up because, I'm dealing with a teenager who's growing and trying to deal with their emotions and everything and groom them. So I'm going to get locked up because they want to do school. So this is a complete disaster. The Democratic Party is just completely dumb. I am thinking and thinking. I really don't know what we're going to do. We have got to just leverage everything based on the threat against us. And for me, it's immigration. It's immigration, but it's also open white supremacy. We got double duty, people. We got double duty. But I feel these open borders is the equivalent of stopping the bleeding. We done dealt with the damn white supremacy for 450 years. We can deal with Trump and the Trumpsters. But we definitely have to have his pencils up, guards up, because this is going to be some turbulent times. And I'll fold my chair. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sister Sean. Can you guys see me? Because some of the speakers, y'all sound a little bit low. So I don't know if it's me or not, but y'all sound a little bit low. But I'm going to say this right here, Sister Sean, something you said about why they just wouldn't pick somebody else, because it would look bad. You know, she's a vice president. She's supposed to be second in line. And if the president goes ahead and he says, you know what, I'm not running for re-election, she's supposed to be first and foremost up there getting ready to, you know, go to step in. So that's the reason. You know, it makes the party look bad. It makes him look bad. If you don't have enough faith and this woman following you, then why would you pick her as your running mate? So if she's your running mate, then that means you have faith and you have confidence that, hey, if something happens to me, because we've seen in American history, you had the vice presidents that's had to come in there and follow suit behind the president. You're saying you're telling not only your party, but you're telling your voting bloc and the country and the world that, hey, I have absolutely no faith in this woman right here. I'm not going to endorse Kamala Harris, even though she's supposed to be second in line. Let's go ahead and get a new candidate all together. So that pretty much he has no choice but to go ahead and say, you know what, we need to get Kamala. We need to get Kamala Harris. I need to endorse her. Nothing else that he can really say. You know, he pretty much had to go ahead and put her in that spot. She had to go ahead. Now the party itself, we know behind the scenes, we know some of the top people, some of the top backers, some of the top donors, some of the power brokers of the Democratic Party. They're nervous because they don't think that Kamala Harris can defeat Donald Trump in an election. You know, they don't feel that. And I'm sure you guys, some of them that feel it, but a lot of them saying, hey, you know what, we need somebody that's a little bit tougher. That's why you got Joe Manchin throwing his name, trying to kind of slide his name back in the ring. Now he left the party and now he's talking about coming back. He's a conservative Democrat and all this. He's trying to come back and slide in because he sees an opening. They see a weakness. You know, there's other people that see a weakness as well in that party. Now they may be loyal to the actual party and say, you know what, this would just fracture us too much. This would also, I think they're also thinking politically, if we do this, and I said this early in the space, if we do this, if we go ahead and the party gets behind another candidate besides Kamala Harris, this is going to piss Black people off, especially Black women. And we can't have that. They're the most loyal voting bloc to the Democrats. We can't have them getting pissed off and upset that, hey, we went ahead and we shoehorned and we put another candidate in here when it should have been her chance. She should have been second in line. She should have got the initial chance to go ahead and follow behind Joe Biden. I've been seeing all this stuff on all these channels. They were talking about his legacy and that he's one of the greatest presidents of all time and this and that. And I'm just like, maybe I missed something. I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and gloss over all his accomplishments and everything else. But those in the actual space, put in the actual comment section all of the actual accomplishments and everything that Joe Biden achieved while he was president of the United States. I want to know because maybe I missed some of the stuff as well too. So put that in there. Let us know because that's all I've been hearing about, you know, how he brought the country back and this and that and yada, 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 and all this other stuff. So maybe I missed some of these things right here. We got some new speakers up here. I want to go ahead and get to Black. I want to get to, let me get to Aunt Lai, Ariza, Aunt Lai. Okay, I see the other hand up. Brother, you said your name before, but I know it's spelled backward, but I see you, A-U-H. I got you as well, too. So, Black, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing tonight?
Hey, good evening. Shout out to Space or Random Space. So, you know, I'm the resident RFK guy. So I did listen to that press conference, and really what it was him telling the press exactly what's been happening. They've been essentially blocking him from getting access to the media, and it's coming from the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party has been blocking his attempt to run, but he still has been able to push through. He's now polling at 22% before Biden made this announcement. But he also is beating Trump in some of these polls, and his campaign has been blasting that information out. I really believe that now that it's a three-way race, and officially is going to be a three-way race, really after the debate, I think that Biden's debate performance was really the nail in the coffin, and it's just kind of been a matter of time since that point in time. Joe Manchin is a mini Trump. West Virginia, I'm in West Virginia right now. there is no significant difference between him and Trump. So him becoming the Democrat nominee, to me, doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, because he really doesn't align with the Democrat Party and all of their values. He would be the worst possible decision, because he's going to piss off a lot of their voter base, in my opinion. I put down in the Purple Pill that Kennedy's family members have been coming out in support of him. The thing that, and this is what happens with him in particular and his family, is that there has been this machine working against them. He talks about it. We talked about it in Spaces. I played videos. But he did this Super Bowl campaign, 30 seconds, and it had some footage of his father's, his father and his uncle, JFK and RFK. And the family didn't like the way the commercial was done. They thought it was in bad taste. And so that was the story that they kind of latched onto, and then you have all these people saying that, the family's not supporting him, but that's just not really what's happening. And the other part is, I think there's a level of protectionism where they don't want to see what happened to his father and his uncle happen to him, because as you get closer and closer to that power, things may naturally progress the way they did in the past. But I think what's going to happen now is we're going to see a three-way race where Trump's numbers are going to start to, come back to earth, if they even did increase, which I don't think there was this huge increase in his polling numbers. I think it's more of an optic thing. He's getting a large press run, but there's so much weird information out of that attempt. There's so much weird information, so many conspiracy theories, that I think that is sucking a lot of the energy out of what he thought might have been this energy boost that he was going to get, because people are like, man, there's something wrong with this. The angles don't match up. There might be two shooters. There's just too many questions about it. And so I think that energy is going to dissipate. Whatever happens at the National Convention for the Democrats, open convention, contested convention, whatever that's going to be, whatever they come out of that with, by that time, RFK is going to keep rising up. Like I said, he'll probably be polling by 30% as we enter closer to this election, and absolutely will be able to stop whoever they put up as the Democrat, and definitely be able to take votes away from Trump. Trump has been stealing some of his talking points as of recently, really kind of leaning in on some of his talking points. And if you do a deep dive into a lot of these videos, that's kind of been happening for a while, to be quite honest. So he's always been around politics, but never really was an elected official. And I just feel like there's some energy behind his candidacy. I think things are moving out of the way to create a path for him to get very close to winning an election, but even still stopping other people from actually getting to 270. And Kamala's getting some money coming in. She's going to inherit Biden's war chest, because that's essentially where they want to go. People have mentioned Newsom, but and I think it's Schoon TV. I came across his post. You cannot have a president and vice president from the same state. So that would effectively cancel out Newsom or anybody from the state of California, because she's a California, she would be a California presidential nominee. So other than that, I agree with everything you said. There won't be two women. There won't be two black or melanated people of color. They're going to have to find a white guy, and that's a difficult task, because outside of Gavin Newsom, which has the whole reparations energy, they really don't have anybody else that Black America knows and would fall in love with in this short period of time. I think they're washed, and they may not know it. They may still try to put up a fight, spend billions of dollars in the process, but you'll be wasted money and wasted energy and wasted effort. And meanwhile, RFK Jr. is coming right up the middle. He's talking about the shit that Trump does, the things that Trump does, that are problematic. He's talking about the things that the Democrats do that are problematic, and he's attacking all these major global corporations, attaching them to Trump and to the Democrat Party. So for me, I'm really, really all in on RFK unless I see something. But as far as I can tell, watching these videos from years, he's very consistent in his messaging, very consistent in what he's been talking about for a very long time. He hit Kamala on her horrible civil rights record, on the fact that she kept 5,000 people incarcerated in California, even though a federal judge said they should be released from prison. And her excuse was, they're really good. We need them to be firefighters and other public service issues. And he essentially tied that to slavery and indentured servitude. So he speaks like a grassroots candidate, not like a politician, not like a corporatist, not like somebody who's bought and paid for. He speaks to the people in the language that people understand. And I'm actually glad that Biden is out, and I'm glad that the Democrat Party is going down in flames.
All right. Thank you, Black. Appreciate you as always. I want to read real quick, because when I asked about posting achievements, and I'm going to get to Aunt Lie and the rest of the speakers and new speakers as well, but I want to read Blue Bud just posted and said, when I was talking about the achievements that say post any achievements that he had, maybe I missed it. Says Biden has it's up in the actual jumbotron, so you guys can read it as well too. It says Biden has the most legislative achievements than any in recent history: record unemployment rate, record stock market highest cap, prescription drug prices for seniors, cut Black child poverty in half, record Black unemployment, record HBCU funding, first Black female Supreme Court justice. Okay, so this is what Blue Bud just put up in the actual it's up in the jumbotron. So if you guys and if you guys agree with that, then definitely go ahead and let us know. And if you disagree, also let us know about that as well too. Aunt Lai, go ahead. How you doing tonight, sweetie? You there, Aunt Lai?
I'm here. Peace, Power, Reparations. I can't even concentrate right now. It's twofold for me. It's a lot of things. I do want to say rest in peace to Lisa Kilpatrick. She used to be in a lot of these cases. I met her here in these spaces.
No, wait. Miss Lisa's gone?
Yeah.
No.
And I just like.
No. I did not know that. Wait a minute, Miss Lisa, that was my girl. Hold on. I was wondering, because I was wondering, I haven't seen Miss Lisa in a minute. And I was like, well, when was it? May 25th?
May 25th. I just went to Facebook and saw that it says May 25th. I just posted it on TikTok. If anybody, I can't even. Hold on 1 minute.
Oh Lord, I did not know that. I'm rest in peace to my girl, Miss Lisa. And she has a DM, you guys. She has a DM group that she started, and I was part of that group. And Miss Lisa always supported the platform, always came to the spaces, shared them on different platforms and everything else like that. So I am sorry. I am very, very sorry to hear that about Miss Lisa. My heart goes out to her family. I surely did not know that. I surely did not know Miss Lisa was gone. So wow, I definitely, my heart aches for her family. I did not know that. And we're just not hearing this. And we're almost going into August. So man, just, really, Miss Lisa was a sweet soul. So I just want to say that, Aunt Lai, you okay to talk, or you want me to come back to you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say like that. I literally just saw that when I came and saw the thing. So I just wanted to say that because she's been in a lot of spaces. In regards to, I was driving. I've been driving since 10 o'clock last night. So forgive me. But in regards to this president dropout thing, I feel like I say all the time that the Democrats be working for the Republicans so that he get their win. And I don't know if this is a win. Because birds of a feather, they work with each other. That's why this was done, the way it was done. But 2 or 3 things could happen. what I feel should happen, I feel like this country is just as sexist as it is racist. So if they're not going to give it to the white woman who was, you know what I mean, in a proposed marriage with the guy who was out here cheating and doing all, they're not going to give it to her. They're not going to give it to nobody else. And I don't know if it's a setup for them to think, because this country is just as sexist as it is racist. And what I feel should happen, I mean, again, I'm not a Democrat, so I mean, speaking for them like I'm one of them. But since she's the VP, as a VP, she should stay in her VP position. Again, this is the political mind, and then just pick somebody for the president, because in order for them to get their funding, because it's Biden-Harris funding, in order for her to get the funding, because she's a Harris, she can still get it. She doesn't have to be the presidential candidate. She can still be the VP candidate. Give them a white man, because Trump is going to win. Trump is going to win based off the fact that these people, the Democratic Party, who has her as a VP, are already talking about how they don't support her as a president. So the people who are mad and surprised that the Democrats don't want a black woman president, it's funny to me, like, who the fuck did, excuse my French, but who did you think the Democrats were? Are you shocked that they don't want a black woman? Are you kidding me? So it's funny to see how they're really treating black people how they really treat them, and black people are saying black women are not going to forget this. Yeah, they are. Y'all are, because they've been treating y'all like that for the longest. And they ain't doing nothing new. They treating y'all how they've been treating y'all. Y'all going to shut up and take it. Y'all going to continue to be the super saver hole and save their society, because they already been treating you like, get mad that they treat citizen, or they disrespect you and disregard you, when you know they constantly disrespect you and it's nothing new about what they're doing. But to be a smart move, if you want to think about the win to win, if I was her, I would stay as the VP and put a white man there, because Trump is going to win. Because with her there, that's a dead gift. She's not going to win. We're going to be stuck with 4 years Trump. So what we should be doing is the next meeting you should have tomorrow is some things we can do to try to hide under the radar for the next 4 years, how we can share food with each other, how we can share tips with each other, or what can we do to survive. Anybody know anybody selling bulletproof vests or anything? Because Trump going to win, because they're not going to vote for a black woman. And all these people saying, oh, you know, how they can't wait to see a black woman. I mean, I see it before I see it, because I knew Hillary was going to lose. And my mama, you know, she cuts me out. No, Hillary, I'm like, Mom, they do not like that. Okay, white men are telling their women that they don't even want, they don't care about. White people, you got to understand their psyche. They let the church molest their kids. They don't care about their own kids. They don't care about themselves. They don't have a problem with voting against their interests. They don't even want to see a woman as a pastor or something. Like, you got to think about, once you understand white supremacy, everything else makes sense. And you got to go to the mind of these devils and how they think. And they can talk about how they are kumbaya and we shall overcome and we're the superior and we want gay marriage and we want all, they want everything else, but to see a person who ancestors is a Jamaican and Asian as president, I will, what Wendy Williams say, she'll eat crow. Somebody buy me some crow and I come on one of these lives and I eat some crow with y'all if I'm wrong about this. But they don't like black people, period. And Kamala don't even know who she is. And I don't think she slept with that many people for her to be getting a position as president. Unless she swallow really good or do some other things, I feel like this is the setup. So we need to be planning and strategizing on what we do while Trump is in office, because this country is just as sexist as it is racist. And if they're not going to give it to the white woman who was bowing down to Bill Clinton, you think they're going to give it to her? And I don't think Kamala needs is that dirty. So it's just, you know what they say? I don't know. We strategize on what we're going to do for the next 4 years, because I'm going to fold my chair and dock my boat and try to get my head together. But that's just what I really think.
All right. Thank you, Aunt Lai. Let me go ahead and get to Ariza. Ariza, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing tonight?
Okay, hello everybody, it's Lorenza. The time up here in Alaska is 4:44 p.m. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a Black American that currently lives in Anchorage, Alaska. And I'm gonna, start out by saying about what the brother said earlier about the sliders. We can't let sliders in. The reason why is because, number one, they can't be controlled. You'll ask them or tell them to do something, they'll just ignore it. Number two, they won't represent the Black American struggle at all. I mean, you're just pissing in the wind. And the third thing is that they won't be 10 toes down. At this particular stage in our political era, we need to have people who are on board, who are on code, represents everything that we need to get done, not just in this country, but everywhere. Because remember, we're the ones who made America what it is, and if everybody else got our money, what does that tell you? All right. Now, here's something that you guys need to be aware of, and this is the history of Kamala. All right. Number one, she's not connected to the soil. For those of you that don't understand that or haven't heard this before, Kamala's dad is Jamaican, not Black American, and her mom is Indian or Asian, as they put it. They're not in any shape, form, or fashion interested in what happens to Black people. It's not in her DNA. Okay. So just keep that in mind. The second thing is that she doesn't know anything about Black America. She got on the Black Authority had this when it first started out in one of their recent programs that she said, and she slipped and said 20 acres and a mule. Okay? If she's, I mean, you're the vice president of the United States, not the vice president of Microsoft. If you are the vice president of the United States, you have to make it your business to understand everything it is about Black Americans. So when she said 20 acres and a mule, I was done right then and there. Number three, she has a history of stomping Black people in California. I was working on a project, a petitioning project, and a voter registration project, and I asked her for legal advice. She got the message, and then she turned around and she ignored it. And all these people have been suffering because of it. And now she wants to endorse her? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, now I did, just so you guys know, you want to know my resume, I did my part to put options on the table. I registered people to vote. I put options on the ballot for president so people can't say it's just a two-party situation. The only Democrat that is fit to represent their party is Al Gore, because Al Gore was the only one who took his resources and was able to prove that there was a scientific problem that had to do with global warming. He was the only one that went to all these places around the world and did a study to prove that there was something wrong that we needed to fix. So if they have anybody that they need to turn to, they're going to have to go back to the election they stole in 2000 and give it back to Al Gore. But that's just my opinion. Now, about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., y'all got to, they humiliated this guy, okay? Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he was denounced on national television by his own kin, including his sister. That killed the Kennedy legacy because they put all of their coins behind Biden. Now that Biden's out of the picture, look at how that makes them look. So any credibility that they had is gone. Okay, whatever legacy the Kennedys had is gone because of what his family did to him. The other thing, you guys also have to take this into consideration. They killed his dad and his favorite uncle. What kind of trauma did this guy go through? Okay, keep that in mind because it's important to us. Now, a lot of people have a problem with his speech, right? Did you know his sister also talks like that too? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, in my opinion, they may have been swimming in an bacterially infested water, which may have exposed them to what we now know as amoebas that may have went up into his brain and started eating it. St. Jude Hospital is now going after scientists to help them diagnose ways of preventative measures to keep kids who jump in lakes around the South from being exposed to bacterial infestation that's going on. It's happening in Costa Rica too. I mean, nobody really even knew this existed. So we have a lot to work with as Black Americans. We have a lot to prove. We have a lot to focus on. But our strength is not going to come from what's in mainstream media. As the lady was just saying before me, I'm going to talk about survival. The first thing that you guys are going to have to realize is that we need to connect with other Black American people to form a financial network that's going to allow us to work within our own cultural and ethnic habitats. Okay? Number two, we need to keep meeting like this. This space is being shared to all my friends and family everywhere around the world, not just here in the United States, but my cousins who are soldiers in other countries. All right. Number three, we need to empower each other. It's all right to disagree with somebody who has a different opinion. It's the nature of the beast. But we need to empower each other at the end of the day. Number 4, and the most important thing, we need to force the government to cut the damn check. There's no way around it. They need to cut it. All right? The United Nations, the ICJ of the United Nations has already endorsed legislation on reparations for the Palestinian people whose money is going to come from the United States. Because, you know, Israel ain't going to give up a damn penny. And I'll land my plane there. Shouts out to the host, everybody that's listening. Follow me on Twitter. You'll see I got a lot of stuff covered. I speak a number of languages, and I'm translating it into English so everybody understands what's going on. From up here in Anchorage, Alaska, it's your boy Renzo, and I'll land my plane.
All right. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you as always. Let me give a shout out real quick to Nightfall for his contribution on Cash App. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like the thing, the thing that the Miss Lisa thing, that kind of really did hit me because Miss Lisa, like I say, Miss Lisa always showed love to me and DJ. So, you know, that kind of really just tonight kind of just really threw me off a little bit when I heard that. So I put up in the Jumbotron the post that DJ he's got with Miss Lisa on there. Guys, retweet that out. Rest in heaven to our sister Miss Lisa. Like I say, just to hit us, you know, kind of threw me off a little bit tonight. But Joshua, go ahead and unmute your mic. You got it. You still here, Joshua? I know you got your hand up down there. Joshua, you here? I see he's got his hand up, but I don't know. Joshua, I'm gonna try you one more time. Joshua, are you in the space still? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drop Joshua down, and then hopefully he gets a chance to come back up. We'll bring Joshua back up here. Let me go ahead and get to my girl, Trouble. Trouble, what's up, sweetie?
Hey, Newstoter. Shout out to you and the host and the co-host, DJ and Professor. I am so sad to hear about Miss Lisa. I just realized.
Yes, ma'am. That just really, I'm sorry, Trouble. Go ahead.
Yes, I just realized she hadn't posted in the group since, I think her last time posting was April 26th, and the last time she posted on her page was the 3rd of May. And so I feel some ways about not paying attention and not recognizing that it has been so long, maybe because others are still posting inside of the group. But I'm used to seeing her post every day, all the time. So, wow, that kind of hit like a sack of bricks. But much love to her and her family. Condolences all the way around. As far as Biden dropping out and endorsing Kamala Harris, I don't think Biden had any other recourse but to, because he had already said he stood behind Kamala, so it was pretty much expected for him to endorse Kamala, because if you don't endorse your own VP, who is now going to run for president, then that says something about what you actually think of your presidency and having her as your VP choice together. So that's kind of, you know, something I expected him to do. This is going to get pretty interesting. I've heard Buttigieg's name thrown out there as far as who she could pick for VP. He's somebody, I guess, that a lot of folks is familiar with and has tried over time to endear himself to Black America, even though, you know, kind of shut some of that swag down a little bit some years ago when he thought he was popping. But yeah, his name is definitely being floated around as well. Joe Manchin comes up in the cut. He's trying to do what he do, but Joe Manchin, he's a party whore. He switches parties faster than a stripper strip, you know. So I don't know how viable he's going to be, or who would want him, because he's a man that wears many faces, and I don't think you would trust that particular face. I like I'm with Black on giving Robert Kennedy Jr. a chance. And at least, you know, throwing his name out there so much till whoever is the Democratic candidate, and even Trump as the Republican candidate, maybe that could force them to then decide to come to the table with Black America. And that's why I say this is interesting, because this is an opportunity to a degree for us to kind of, let them know that, hey, the vote is for sale. Reparations is on the table. And you start talking that language, you start cutting some deals, you won't have to go with this three-way tie. You two parties can do your thing, that you normally do. So we need to strategize a little bit and toss around some ideas on how to make that happen. But I think this is the perfect opportunity for that. Y'all will have to excuse me. I'm tired as hell. I've been up there 24 hours now and still got homework to do. But anyhow, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, was just to bring that Pete Buttigieg is up there. Kamala's going to have a time, because the only one who really is in her corner is, a lot of the hardcore Democrat LGBT community. They're going hard, and they kind of flipping their weeds right about now, doing a little bit too much, in my opinion. And I'm loving to see the freak out, just a little something. And I seen an article just now that says Harris will seek Democratic nomination and could be the first Black woman and Asian American to lead a major party ticket. So that is somewhat hilarious to me, because on one hand you're calling her a Black woman and also saying she's an Asian American. Like, I need you to pick a continent. I need you to pick a continent and stop trying to make her two things. She's the first Black woman and Asian American, so she's two people rolled in one. That sound a little schizophrenic to me. That sound like somebody that I don't even want to vote for. You got all these mixed up confused people rolling inside you. You could be an Asian American and a Black woman. I mean, maybe it was the way that they worded it, but it was a little bit weird to me. So she's definitely got a fight on hand, because some white folks over in the Democratic Party don't want right, and they pretty much made that clear in so many ways. So this is going to be interesting, but main thing, Black folks, we really need to take advantage of this opportunity right now, and I think throwing some weight behind RFK is a good strategy and way to go to make them other two peoples come to the table. I land right there.
All right. Thank you, Trouble, as always. We got some new speakers up here. So for any of the speakers that's up here and that's not going to speak right now, go ahead and drop down. If you're up here and you're going to speak, put your hand up so we can go ahead and get to you and we can include you, because we got a couple other people that's trying to get up here. If you already spoke and you're not going to speak right now, go ahead and drop down so we can go ahead and bring some other speakers up here as well, too. So, Keith, are you going to be speaking? Afro Bubbles, are you going to be speaking?
Newstoter, can you drop me? Every time I do, there's a lag when I get dropped.
Okay, I drop you, Trouble. We'll bring up a couple other speakers as well, too. All right. So let me get to who we got next. I am. Go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing?
Peace, brother. Peace, DJ. Peace, Professor. Howard. Nigga reparations to the family. So, Kamala has filed. She's probably already filed before Biden made the announcement. And her running mate is going to be this chick who used to be in Congress, who is a lesbian named Tammy Ball.
I am. Are you on a headset? Anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Because you sound far away, sweetie. But go ahead. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Is that better?
It's a little bit better, but go ahead.
She's already filed for presidency. Probably did it before Biden made the announcement. And her running mate is going to be a lesbian who used to be in Congress out of Wisconsin named Tammy Baldwin. I sent you the proof in your DM.
Okay, I got to check that out. I didn't get a chance to see that, but okay, I'll check it out. Now that would be suicidal if she's actually talking about seriously trying to. Who Tammy? Who now? What position did Tammy? What was Tammy at in Congress at again? Now what who was Tammy? What's her name now?
Tammy Baldwin used to be.
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's a progressive, liberal voting record, particularly on healthcare and LGBT rights. Yeah, she used to be in House of Representatives and the Senate in 1999 and 2013. She was the first woman to be elected to either chamber from Wisconsin. She identifies as a progressive and has a consistently liberal voting record. Yep.
Now, let me say this right here real quick. I know people I think in most cases, people do pick their actual running mates or whatever, but in this situation where I don't think the entire Democratic Party is behind Kamala Harris, don't you think maybe they may have a sit down with her and say, you know what, this is who we think may best serve you in terms of trying to get you over the hump? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's not to be sexist or anything like that. I have a hard time believing that two women, that a ticket with women is going to actually be elected. I don't see America having at this point in time in 2024 having a female president and a female vice president. That's just not going to happen. So if she was actually go ahead and get, whether it's Gretchen or is this woman that you're talking about, if she was to go ahead and pick either one, she's done. She's done dealing. She's going and she picks a black person, be a black man, a black woman. She's done. If I even say she picks a Latino or whoever, she's done. The only way she can win, only chance she'll have, what little chance she have, it'll have to be a white man. It's not going to happen. And I could be wrong. And like Aunt Lai said, if I am, whoever said it, give me crow to eat or whatever, I'll eat that crow. But I don't see that happening. I just don't see that her getting having a ticket and it's two women or quote unquote two minorities or two black people. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna win.
She done started the on her filing. What are the designations of other authorized committees? Is the Harris Baldwin Victory Fund, mind you. Yep. She's got the Harris Victory Fund, the Harris Action Fund, the Harris Baldwin Victory Fund. Yeah, this was done today. It was filed today. So, but yeah, I sent all of it to your DM, brother.
I am. If this happens, I want you to DM me back too and say, "I told you so." So I can, because if this happens, I want you to make sure, like, I told you so. Tag me in the post, like I told you, because if this happened, like, I will eat the damn crow. I ain't gonna lie, like, because I would be shocked. And if this does happen, go ahead and stick a fork in her campaign right now, because she's done. She's done before she even gets going.
And your favorite congressional black caucus has also endorsed her as well. So yeah.
Well, you know, that ain't no surprise. They're like, hey, I knew they were gonna come. They gotta come out. They gotta come out and support her and endorse her as well too. So that was the least surprising thing. Like, only thing surprising was that they weren't the very first people to come out and endorse her. Like, right after Biden came out and say I endorse, they were supposed to come right out behind. So that's not surprising in the least bit. If they would have came out and said, you know what, we don't endorse her, that would have been like the most shocking thing I ever heard from the Black caucus. So for the fact that I was just shocked that they weren't the second group to come out and say it immediately after Joe Biden. But if this comes to fruition, like you saying I will listen. I have no problem saying, damn, like. And if she wins, and if that ticket was to win, I would come back and eat even more crow, because I would be in total shock if they somehow pulled this off here. If they pull that off, then I think you really have to seriously question the actual the validity of these actual elections, because in the Bible Belt, that ain't happening. Down south, that ain't happening. And it ain't just a southern thing either. There are a lot of people in this country, whether you in the north, the south, the east, or west, are not going to elect two women in the office. They're not going to have two black people on the same ticket. They're not going to have a minority ticket. They're not going to have any of that. So if that happens, then you know that these elections and stuff like that is rigged to high heaven. So no, I would be totally shocked if that went down and that happened like that as well. So, but yeah, when I get a chance, I'll try to go ahead and check that out. But like I said, if that happens, we wake up tomorrow and they say, I'm like, damn, was on it. Like, so shout out to you.
Me and you both, brother. Me and you both.
What's that, Trouble?
I said I just put it up in your Jumbotron so you can see it right there. Harris Baldwin Victory Fund.
Holy, oh God!
I just wanted to say that.
Oh my Lord! Are you serious? Are you serious?
That's literally the same thing I just put in.
Holy! Please go ahead and stick a fork in this chick right here. She is beyond done. She is roadkill if that's the case. Good Lord. I mean, this you can't. Righty. EJ, how you doing tonight? Go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's up, Newstoter? Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up now?
Oh man, look, she just came here and said exactly what I was gonna say. I seen Kamala just do a hat in the ring. I know. I said I'll real that she's not gonna get that nomination. They're not gonna back her up in any type of way, such which is such forth. But on the topic, Joe Biden jumping out the race, man, we already knew that was coming. We knew he wasn't gonna make it because I mean he already 756 years old and wasn't gonna happen. But regardless of the fact, man, look, it's just too simple, man. This here is just gonna be a laughing stock all the way to the bank, and we're gonna laugh all the way up there. But we need to make sure that we are strategizing and keeping our eye on the ball all the way through and through. Not letting my plane.
Thank you, EJ. Blue Bud just said that in the comments, Blue Bud said Kamala's VP will be a white man, a governor from a swing state. I until like she actually, I would have to go with Blue Bud and actually go on that. Like it just to me, if you don't do that, then you just pretty much already cash it in because like I say, you already behind the 8 ball with Kamala. Her own party, they don't have that confidence in her like that. And
Yes. Like nobody's like besides the CBC, nobody's even actually stepping up to say, we endorsing her, we standing behind her. Like they literally throwing her out to win. So her just putting her head in the ring because she's wasting money from her.
Even Obama ain't came out. Now you see Michelle and you see him, they come out all the time. Even Obama sitting up here talking about they gonna find a qualified nominee and all. He's even throwing like little pop shots. Obama like, look, this heifer ain't finna come on here and steal my shine and get my territory. I was the black. I'm the only black that they gonna have as a president in my lifetime. Like Obama ain't trying to share that shine. Obama tell you quick, like his legacy. He don't say nothing else. But he talk about his legacy, and that's what that joker thinking. Like, hey, it's one and done with me in my lifetime. Now, after I leave here, y'all might put somebody else up there, another token, but it's one and done. I'm not sharing the spotlight. I'm definitely not finna get overtaken by a quote unquote black woman / black Asian / Asian / I don't know what the hell, but I'm not trying to have that. I'm not trying to have it. I'm not trying to hit that. Obama ain't signed off yet. Now they may go ahead and give him a nudge in the next couple of days or whatever. He gonna begrudgingly like, oh yeah. I support her for president, but Obama ain't trying to share the wealth right now. Obama like, no. Me and Joe did our thing, and I was the one. I'm the one. Not we can't have two of us. So yeah, I gotta wait and see this hill.
That's one we don't have to worry about. Like literally. All the white Democrats are literally throwing her up on the bus. They are telling her, no, we don't want you. They said that 1,000 times, a million times, they don't want her. And they said that over and over again, that she just hadn't caught the head. So for her to throw her head in the ring, this is literally her wasting money. And I'm going to sit back and laugh at that.
Obama still got that magic with them older black people because I was talking to my dad the other day about it. My dad, he was just so confident. He was like, yeah, he like, no, if Obama was around, Trump wouldn't have a chance. Obama would blow Trump out the door. I'm like, you think Obama would still win? Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I said, well, you got a lot of people, Dad, that a lot of black people kind of turn their back a little bit on Obama. Like, oh no, if Obama was around, this wouldn't even be no election. He would definitely take it to him. I'm like, okay, yeah, if that's what you think. Let me go ahead and get to we got let me get the Xander Ray, and then I got you Sister Sean Ariza as well too. I see we got somebody, Councilman Brian. If you want to speak, just raise your hand and we'll get you. Ty, I see you up here as well too, brother. If you want to speak, I definitely get you up here as well too. I want to get some of the new speakers, give them a chance to speak as well too, and then we're gonna go ahead and get back to the other speakers. But damn, I want to see now. Y'all got me curious. I know y'all posted, y'all showing the receipts, but to me, this is political suicide. You can't, you just, this ain't like 2075 or something like that, or 2055. You know, in 2024, America can sit up here and talk about all this feminist love and all this other stuff and equality. They're not going to put two women can't do it. Two blacks can't do it. They're not going to allow you to do it. Matter of fact, they don't want to see another black person in office right now. That's why I said I would not be surprised if the Democrats don't sit up here and talk Joe Biden and go ahead and say, you know what, Joe, you're not running anyways. You know what this will do for the party? It'll be almost like one of those moments that what's his name had Lyndon B. Johnson when he said, you know what, when I do this for the blacks, I'll have them jigaboos voting 60 years Democrats or whatever. And they could tell him the same thing. Joe, if you go ahead and you do this, do you know what we'll do with the black vote, the black female? You know what we'll do with women? If you go ahead and she'll be the first she'll be the first female president of the United States history. It might be only for a couple months, but hell, she'll still go down technically as a president of the United States. And Joe, in his mindset, the way he is right now, he may say, you know what, this will just add to my legacy as well, too. And this will be another great thing. And then they'll say, well, we'll secure the color vote for another 100 years in this country. Xander, go ahead and unmute your mic.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I feel like Donald Trump was going to win it anyway, so Biden dropping out really don't make no damn difference. But with Kamala right now, if they were smart, here's what they would do. They would just 100% go in and say, you know what, let's go to these black Americans and just show that if y'all did mess with us the next election cycle, here's what's on the table. She should go out there 100% on reparations for black Americans as the number one option she has, because here's why. It's them coming at us with a bunch of this. They need to quit coming at us with a lot of this chicken head shit, like going out trying to get some twerking ratchet rapper or some bitch boy like Lil Nas X. See, it's going to take more than just eating a piece of chicken or carpet munching in order to get black support. If they were smart, this is what they would do. Now, I don't care who is on the list, on the ballot, because here's the thing: there's a lot of other races that's not running either, but they're getting their needs met, some specifically for them. So if she was smart, she, like the Bible said, they have to deny themselves and follow us. I mean,
all right. Thank you, Xander. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to Ray. Ray, what's going on tonight, man?
What's going on, everybody? So I posted something, not in the Jumbotron, but what's called the Purple Pill. Well, Sister Lisa, I guess her family's having a little bit of trouble, with the funeral expenses, I'm assuming. So if anyone wants to donate, I just want to let y'all know I put that there. Follow the GoFundMe.
Okay, you say you put it up in the Jumbotron, Ray?
No, I put in the Purple Pill.
Oh, you put in the Purple Pill?
Bottom right.
Okay. DM me that too, Ray. DM it to me if you don't mind. If you get a chance.
All right, no problem.
Appreciate that. Let me go ahead and get to man, boy, this thing still bothers me, that Miss Lisa. Now, because I was wondering, like, wait, Miss, like, I like, people have, situations in life, and sometimes they're not on social media. They take a little break and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, fine, and sometimes people just get tired of it or whatever. But I did not in a million years think that, man. Let me go ahead and get to Councilman Brian. Councilman Brian, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good, doing well. I actually, I look at this at a different perspective, right? I mean, look at the money that's already rolled in. They measure the strength of a candidate by how much money they can raise, and already sitting at about $40 million since the announcement. So that does say a lot. There's a lot of support that has been coming in, and one of the biggest missing links has been, reaching that, what do you call this, Gen Z, the millennials, reaching the millennials. You can see that there's been a buzz in the Twitter, and just a lot of individuals coming out feeling more enthused and more energized. I honestly believe when you look at the strength of a ticket, probably Shapiro out of Pennsylvania, or Bashir out of Kentucky, Pennsylvania is the swing state, so we know that that's the state that's in play. Bashir hits toward that evangelical crowd because him and his wife are both deacons in the Christian church. And so, that's been like that play right there. So when you talk about strengthening up a ticket, that would be your ticket right there. To say that Trump has it in the bag, he hasn't really had a strong pull away in the polls. It's really been kind of neck and neck. So it's really, come down to an infuse that can really grab the attention of the group of people. I say this, right, because someone that looked at policies, the American Rescue Plan was big for me in my community. And I know that Vice President Kamala Harris was that deciding vote for the American Rescue Plan, back when it was 50-50 split. So, when you look at that one piece right there to making that deciding vote, that's what really pushes me over the top to say, what I look at policies locally, I mean, people can have the difference of opinion, saying the DA and everything like that. But, I think that this upcoming November is really going to come down to a grassroots, getting people energized about the elections. I don't think it's a runaway for Trump because I really don't see J.D. Vance really bringing in a different demographic than what Trump already had. He already had that group of individuals, so it wasn't like he was bringing in something new. And so I think that the Kamala Harris, if you look at the polling, the Kamala Harris VP, Vice President Kamala Harris running for president, actually infuses a greater, more of an involvement for people. So I think that would be a cause for concern for the Trump campaign if you look at it from that perspective, knowing that after all Trump had been through and all of the, assassination, if you want to call it that or whatever, however people feel about it, the bad debate of Joe Biden, and it still was a neck and neck race. So I think that this right here, having people saying that Joe didn't have the strength to look like to carry this on, all of the negative things, regardless of how people felt like, they should have never called for him to step down. But at the end of the day, there was this, sense of, he doesn't look strong enough to be the president. So having this infusion of somebody that's younger, right? Because this was a conversation, both Biden and Trump are both in their 70s. Kamala's in her 50s. Well, she'll be 60, I think she's 59. But, significantly younger. And so that right there brings a whole different group too. So I think that brings a whole different dynamic to the conversation. So, I look at it from a perspective of an infusion that energizes the base, which the Democratic Party was heavily so lacking these last, few months. And so, I think it's anybody's ball game.
All right. Thank you, Councilman. I want to ask you one question real quick. Do you think Kamala Harris could beat Joe Biden and not Joe, I'm sorry, Donald Trump in the general election?
I do. And the reason why I do, because I used to be a Republican, and I know that there's a split, because it's been heavily masqueraded with, or it's been heavily covered up by, the rallies and everything. But let's not be fooled. There's a split in the Republican Party. Not every Republican is on board with a Trump presidency. And so at the end of the day, it sounds good. The RNC convention looked good, but there was a lot of takeaways from it. And at the end of the day, there still is a split in the Republican Party. Not every Republican was sold on the Vance pick, and so, the more people get to know about Vance, the more they hear about Vance and read. Yeah, the more they read about J.D. Vance, and pick him apart, I think they're going to be even more discouraged. So I do believe it's going to come down to how they, move this forward. I think that she can win. I think it's going to be underestimated because, one, unlike a lot of people that's ran for president, she actually is qualified. Regardless of how people feel about her personally, her qualifications are there. She's Attorney General, District Attorney, Vice President of the United States. So she's definitely qualified. So to hear people say that this is a DEI, hire, is really, this is one of those things that regardless of how people want to say she's not black, woman of color, however people want to categorize her, these are some of those talking points that black women have always had to deal with, right? Because even the floating of Hillary Clinton. So I think that there's going to be once people get out of their feelings and get involved in this campaign, I honestly believe that she can beat Trump.
All righty. Well, we'll see. I don't like I say, I know you said that it's a split in the Republican Party, and you're right. There are a lot of Republicans didn't want Trump to come back, but they knew the other candidates that they had couldn't beat him, which I mean, you saw he just ran over them for the most part. But I think also it's a split in the Republican Party, but I also think that half of the Democratic base doesn't have any faith in her as well, too. They don't think that she's actual presidential material. I could be wrong, but I don't think a lot of them have a whole lot of faith in Kamala Harris as well, too. And I'm gonna be honest, in America, if we want to say that she's black or she's Asian or whatever, I don't think that this country is gonna elect a woman as president, be it a black woman, a white woman, or an Asian woman. And I definitely, this woman in particular, I don't think that they look at her and with Hillary Clinton, they say, you know what, Hillary Clinton had the actual background and experience and this and that or whatever. Even though she's been vice president, this woman's been vice president for 4 years. But the actual, I mean, a lot of people believe that Hillary Clinton was right up there with Bill Clinton in the White House, maneuvering and doing a lot of things as well, too. And I just don't think that people think that her background in terms of, in terms of what she's accomplished is good enough. And we know some of that, too, is based off of just race. Just the way people perceive race in this country as well, too. But a lot of the Democrats, because all of the top Democrats, once the president came out today, should have came out and said, you know what, we support her, we stand with her, this is our candidate. And the fact of the matter that Barack Obama, and even though Barack Obama, I know because you had the black lady that worked on Kamala Harris worked with her in her campaign at one time to try to say, well, Barack Obama is not the leader of the Democrats. Like, yeah, we know what Barack Obama is not the leader, but when y'all want to try to strike up brownie points, you bring Barack Obama out there. So Barack Obama should have been one of the very first people to go ahead since Joe Biden was his vice president, and she's Joe. Hold on real quick, and she's Joe Biden's vice president. He should have been one of the very first people to come out there and say, you know what, I stand with her and I think she'll be a terrific president. But he didn't do that. And he's still talking about the qualified this and that or whatever. Instead of just saying, hey, you know what, I support her and we're going to go with her. And Nancy Pelosi, all of them should be coming out saying that. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I was listening to you, and I think I heard this in a couple of rooms too today about Obama and even some of the top individuals. And this is just my thinking, right, is that the relationship that he had with Biden, right, this couldn't have been an easy decision to step down, you know what I mean? And then for everybody to just, get all, because it's got to be one of those moments where, you've been hearing it for weeks and weeks. President Biden comes out and talks about he don't want to step down. He's in this race. He's in it to win it. But then the pressure runs, and then today I think Senator Manchin comes out or said he's asking him to resign and everything. And so I just think out of a kind of respect for his career, work, given the fact that he's a running mate, we always talk about Obama being a class act and knowing how to be classy in situations like that, to come out as soon as the announcement. Man, what is that?
This dude I just had to remove and block, he came up in here, and you always got these trolls coming up in here, so I don't know what he's doing, but he's up out of here. But go ahead and finish up. But yeah, about the relationship. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that given Pelosi, a lot of these individuals who haven't come out have long history with Biden. He's been in office for 50 years.
But Biden is gone though. I mean, Biden already said that he's going. So why not come out here and show the solidarity that you're saying that you got the camp split on the Republican side? Yeah, you've known Biden for 40, 50 years. Obama and him worked together 8 years, but all of that said, he's out. He just said, hey, I'm leaving. I can't do it, or what, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to run. So why not just come out and say, hey, you know what? I support this person here.
Well, I honestly believe that, in the process, because the other names have been swirling around, Newsom has already come out and endorsed. So I think that you allow individuals to clear the field. I mean, that would be the classic way to do it is, the people who they would like to see run. It would be great to see Hillary come out and say she's endorsing Kamala, Vice President Kamala, to get that out the way. And then Obama, just out of a sense. I can see it coming sooner rather than later, but I just think it was probably more like I said, just in my opinion, a classier act to not just as soon as you announce it, then you turn around and say, hey, I want to endorse, Kamala Harris as though to support all the backdoor rumors, because, Obama's name has been swirled into that conversation too, forcing him to, to step down. And so, I just think it's more of a kind of a classier thing. Just my thoughts. I would think that it would be classier to wait, a day or two. You got 30 days to the convention, so it's not like it's a rush. I mean, the donors are speaking. You have $40 million, so apparently there's a sense of appreciation for that shift, and the money being flowed is testament of that. So I mean, it's very well that she can raise $100 million in the next 24 hours. Which would be huge, right? Because it had been a slow process of hearing donors not raising money. So first the money comes, and then everybody else is falling right on their mind.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Another way would just simply be like, hey, because all you got to do is send out a tweet or just say, hey, I support it or whatever. So I guess that's one way of looking at it. Nancy Pelosi, them, Obama, the Clintons came out, they supported, and you had a number of other people as well too. So I think I think simply is that the people don't believe in her. I mean, they're not gonna come out and say that, but I think simply if you really believed in somebody, you really thought that person was the one that could lead your party and get them over the top, they would go ahead and just come out and say, you know what, I support the candidate, and we back them 100% or whatever. But they haven't done that, so I have my doubts that the top brass of the Democratic Party all believe in Kamala Harris. I could be wrong, but I definitely have my doubts about that as well. And time will reveal it. We'll see exactly what's what. I'm sure within the next week or so, they'll start applying pressure on Obama. If he doesn't come out and say it within the next couple of days or whatever, people are going to try to get in and ask him, like, why are y'all so hesitant? They're going to come at Michelle Obama as well, too. So I think in the next day or two, we'll have our answer about the endorsement of Kamala Harris from Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and a host of other top-notch Democrats as well, too. So we'll see exactly what's what. Let me go ahead and get to real quick. Let me get to let me see. I believe it is. Let me go ahead and get to Leon. Leon, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Good evening, Newstoter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your phone sounds like it's a little bit like you're almost in the Matrix. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. I've been having problems. But if you could just let me know when you can't hear me anymore. Let's just say this. I'm one of the few, or maybe, I was calling this Friday. Actually, Thursday night, I was calling. I said, Friday morning, watch. I think the president's going to step down. Right after they put the news up about him catching COVID, which is a couple of days right after the assassination attempt on Trump. When I saw that they said that President Biden came down with COVID, I said, okay, now he's found his way out of the race. Because deep down, we realized with that momentum of Trump surviving that assassination attempt, systematically, number-wise, it's impossible for him to even win like that. He had to come to terms with that. But there was a couple other things as well that came to this conclusion of him stepping down. I think a week or two, Chuck Schumer asked him to step down. Pelosi didn't really say anything until the very last minute. I think it was either Friday or Saturday. She finally came out and said he needed to step down. But a lot of people that follow TVA on last week's show, Saturday's show, mentioned about, might be last week or the week before, that he campaign thing with George Clooney. George Clooney is one of those top Democrat donors. He is one of the top Democrat donors. He did it for Obama. And he did it for, I think he did it with, previously with Biden for his first win. whatever happened, like he must have noticed something, and he kind of started shying away from it all. But also, I think he had to make sure before he started coming out and saying that, hey, I'm not endorsing this guy after he just, did this whole campaign thing for him to get so many millions of dollars in donations for, the campaign. He was starting to, he noticed things that was something wrong with Biden. And we all did. And that had a lot of push as well. So finally he stepped down. All right, now Kamala's in. We all know Pelosi is not a fan of Kamala, coming from the same state. I think she never really liked the Kamala. She don't really like black women like that anyway. Let's cut to the chase. She's a stone racist. I call her mafiosa racist because my thoughts is I think she has mafia ties, but that's just my opinion. She really wants Gavin Newsom to try to get herself in there, but that's not going to happen as of right now. This is a Democrat Hail Mary of having Kamala in there. They realize they need the black vote. Remember Biden polls with black American votes was the lowest in history. So they wanted in place the black person because we know she's not a black American. So this is their Hail Mary they're about to throw. I don't know who they're going to have as the VP. I'm in Pennsylvania. They were thinking our Governor Shapiro, who is Jewish descent. He is our first Jewish governor. And there's other people too. They were just saying like that Mark Kelly, which he's the senator of Arizona, I think. Rachel Wilson is the governor. A couple other people. But my point is, at this point, whoever they have to put in, it's going to have to be somebody that can carry the white vote. I know in our view, it doesn't matter about that, but it doesn't. I'm just saying that. But my importance is our people. I'm not voting for Democrats or Republicans, to be honest with you, because they both suck. As of right now, I think neither one is going to do anything for black people. And I'll just leave that because right now I'm just babbling. But I've seen this coming. I'm not surprised. I'm more kind of surprised that they're trying to align with Kamala. But like I said, that's their Hail Mary. That's just my opinion. And I'll land there.
All right. Thank you. Anybody that wants to drop down, and if you're not speaking right now, drop down so we can bring up another speaker. If not, I'm going to pick somebody. Okay, I see Leon is dropping down. So let me go ahead and bring up another speaker as well, too. Let me go ahead and get to Khalil. Khalil, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good evening to everyone else. Thank you for this conversation. America is on trial, and are we going to move forward, or are we going to regress back to what the truth is? And what I see is what most have been saying, that Democrat or Republican, it's all a game, and if you do not have the money to play the game, your voice doesn't matter. However, the alternative is if no one votes for either and the Republicans win, they already have a map for, let's just say, the next some odd years, and you think it's bad now. You think it's bad now. Wait, you haven't seen nothing yet. I'm also mad at the Democrats because why are you going to run a horse, aka President Biden, knowing since 2020, if those of you remember when the Democrats had all of those candidates running for office before even Trump was mentioned, and they X'd out Biden the first time. And then 2 weeks later, they make him the running mate. And if you also remember, Kamala Harris was the one who questioned Biden about his racist history, racist past. This was back in 2020, if you remember, and made her the vice president. So from that standpoint, there's already a game. Now you have Joseph Biden again, who is the horse that you've been running for a long time, and then to say you need to step down. That's very disingenuous. There's a lot of people who feel that their vote has been taken away from them. Harris, for all intents and purposes, is a person of color. And like most of what I've been hearing, you have a lot of black women support her. And it's just... right now, it's just very interesting because at the Democratic convention, they will have to have another campaign on who they're going to support. Although they say they support Kamala Harris on the news, in the back rooms, we know something else is going on. It's just very interesting right now. It is a toss-up. Please do not say you're not going to vote, because if you don't vote, the alternative is out there. You think it's hard now on everybody. You think it's hard now on black people, people of color, men, women, LGBT. You think it's bad now. You wait if you don't vote. So I will land my plane there, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to no taxation. I see you up here, Blood Pack. I want to get back to the old speakers who I know you guys been up here trying to let everybody get a chance to talk. No taxation. How you doing tonight?
I'm about to go to sleep, but anyway, how you doing? I was so happy. Hey, girl, I was so happy when Biden said he would drop it out. I said, praise God. I said, because let me tell you something. He knew he wasn't going to make it. Jill had to take him home and give him the comforts of his home to let him know he don't need to go outside no more. He needs to stay inside. I hope everybody here is doing good. Because let me tell you, y'all should be enjoying this. You really should. I don't care what your political persuasion is. This is high-key political drama. And this is better than any soap opera you're ever going to see. Okay? This is the best thing. This is a wonderful thing. And we got to count it all joy and use it to our advantage. Okay. Now, what I came up here to say, Newstoter, I came up here to say something to you because I just want I want to give you something to think. Because you was talking about, and you adamantly, I got tickled, adamantly said, you don't think an all-woman ticket can win. And you're not alone in that thought. A lot of men especially think that way. It's never been done here, so we don't know whether women are capable of handling the pressures of being the president of the United States and the leader of the free world. And don't underestimate Kamala. Okay? She's not dumb. One thing about Kamala, she's not dumb. Joe didn't want to come out for her. That was what they were really fighting for. Not for him to step down. He knew he probably wanted to step down. He was fighting because he didn't want to endorse her. let's not. She went rogue, y'all. Remember the first 6 months when she came out and said, I'm not being used for anything, and all I'm doing is sitting in my office, and the president hasn't assigned me anything. And the next thing you know, she was on the plane going overseas. Well, that's what she wanted to do, was go get her overseas connections. You know, y'all got to keep up with the game. You have to keep looking at the big picture, keep reading the tea. You have to study it every day. So she went rogue. He didn't want to endorse her. They had to convince him. Because I got calls today, early in the morning. Matter of fact, I woke up and said he's going to announce. When I woke up, it was on my phone. And I knew it was going to happen this weekend. I said, well, because he cannot overlook her. The Democratic Party would be in shambles if that happened. Shambles, do you hear me? They would never recover. And she pulled the okie doke on everybody by saying she's going to put the lesbian in. So her LGBTQ stuff is sealed. Let me tell you something, Newstoter and the rest of the people in the room that I hope is doing very well on this Sunday. The first group focus group that Trump ever met with before he ran for president, when he won the office. So go back to whenever he was doing. Before he even announced, 2 years before he announced, he met with the top LGBTQIA group in Washington, D.C. You can't move without on either side. And when he left, they said, we don't know what he said, but we gave him our okay. That's politics. See, that's how white folks do politics. And Newstoter, I'm here to tell you. When them white women got rid of Cuomo as governor of New York and was trying to take that newly built bridge away that he put his daddy's name on, and he fought him in court for it. And, he got out of them charges. They put a little girl up there, a little blonde-headed girl, to say that he had touched her or something. He never did get charged for that. We don't know if he touched her or not. Okay? But what we do know is the white women came after him and took that seat. And that is an important thing. Ain't but 4 states in this country that count. I tell y'all that all the time. And y'all know what they are. New York is one of them. Okay? So you see what's happening. That was the harbinger for me. I said white women is on the move. So this is the first time that's going to be tested. Whether America is ready or not, they're going to shove it down our throats, just like they did the immigrants, just like they did the trans, just like they do everything else. Whether it'll work or not is yet to be seen. Okay? So I just want you to think about that. Because times, and I'm older than you, and I'm telling you times have changed. Okay? And I'm going to leave it there.
All right. Thank you. I want to say this right here. I didn't say that. I think you said something that women can't. I didn't say women couldn't lead. I said that I don't believe.
Win. Not lead.
Win. No, I don't think. And I stand 10 toes down on that. No, I don't believe that an all-female ticket is going to win in the United States of America. Not in 2024. I stand, and I don't think an all-black ticket is going to win either. I don't think an all-minority ticket.
All black ticket. I already know that ain't.
And I don't think a quote-unquote supposedly black woman and a white woman is going to win either. I just don't think that. Now I could be wrong, and like I said, I'd eat crow, but I don't believe that that's going to take place, because even though you talk about those 4 states the states that matter, there are 46 other states, and if you're talking about winning a general election, there are a lot of that. Just be honest. In the South, Kamala Harris, I don't think she carry one state in the South, and she's going to have to win some states in the South to have a realistic shot of winning. Yeah, you may win California. Yeah, you may win New York. You're going to lose Florida. You're going to lose Texas. You're going to lose Georgia. You're going to lose all of these other states. You may be able to win a state like Virginia, whatever, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, not to mention all the Midwest states that you're going to lose as well, too. Because America,
now, those two VPs come from the Midwest. They're going to have to battle that out.
And because, you know, you got a lot of Midwest states. So which Midwest states you think they would take?
The ones that count, the ones that are up in the air. Those are the states you really have to look at. What is it?
Talk about Ohio?
Yeah, all of them.
I don't think Kamala Harris is going to take Ohio.
She may not. I ain't talking about Kamala Harris.
But I mean, if Kamala Harris is going to be,
let's talk about the ticket, not just.
But yeah, but the ticket's still going to have Kamala Harris. Let's be for real. The president is still the star of the ticket. Yeah, you got your vice president.
It's true, but we want to stick with the woman. Let's don't confuse. Let's just say straight, just a woman ticket. Okay, no matter what women is on it, just a straight woman ticket. Now the VPs are going to have to fight it out in the Midwest, and they're going to fight out on the battleground states. But I'm here to tell you, Newstoter, times have changed. And I'll tell you why they've changed. Because of you all's generation. Y'all pushed white folks forward in a way that they haven't been pushed before. Because you rejected a lot of their thinking and told them so. And see, that doesn't happen very often. It's once in a generation. And y'all are that generation. You all shifted in the paradigm shift. See? And that's the only way they could have got them white women on that ticket. Why? Because them black Democrat women over there are so welcoming and open, they'll take it. But you all have stood up and said no. The country is split 50-50. The Democratic Party is split 50-50. The Republican Party, and the councilman told y'all this, and he was absolutely correct, is split 50-50. Everything is a toss-up. We at the OK Corral. Everything is a toss-up. And so, you know, can they win? Who knows? It's yet to be seen. Is it going to piss people off if they do? Hell yeah, one of them is me. Okay? It has nothing to do with being all woman ticket. It's those two women. I don't want on any ticket. That's just me. But it's going to be interesting. But y'all, listen, and y'all don't fall out behind this either. Just don't take it to heart. Some of this is just white folks' mess. Let's keep our eyes on our price and what we got to do. But I just want to throw that out there, Newstoter, because we might have to make a bet later on in the year. Just saying. Oh,
trust me, if they make that, if they go ahead and she gets it's an all female ticket, you name your price, because I'm willing to make that bet. I'm willing to take that bet. I'm straight up. I'm telling you straight up. We go ahead and we can put some money down on that, because I would definitely take that bet there without a shadow of a doubt. Appreciate you, no taxation. Let me go ahead and get to Brooke. Brooke, I see you up here. What's going on with you tonight? You here, Brooke? I see your hand up.
Come back to me.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Let me go ahead and get
Sorry, I'm driving. Can you come back to me?
Yeah, I'll come back to you. Let me get to Sister Sean. Sister Sean, you there?
All right. I'm almost in a come back to me moment, but no, I'm gonna.
You want me to come back to you too?
No. I'm gonna open up this chair. I'm coming in. Here's what I have to say. Kamala is a complete bust. Okay, she is a complete bust, and she's unserious. And the only demographic that will put her back in office are these old mammies and sambos, right? And to me, she is just as quote unquote disabled as Joe Biden, unserious, kissing the wrong woman Joe, genocide Joe, okay? Because I call her Giggles. She's completely unserious. She doesn't demand. It's almost she parrots everything. It's almost she doesn't even have any type of original thought or analysis to herself. She basically is a go along, get along, giggle, boot licking mammy. That ain't even a damn mammy, to be honest. I can't even give her the title of a mammy because a mammy is a freedman term, a foundational Black American term because you're from here in this country being a man. She doesn't even have any type of association or connection to us as a people at all. So what I'd like to really say is that this woman is a non-factor, people. Let's move forward. We are facing these racists, these J6ers, and Donald Trump. I don't even want to sit up here and have a conversation about giggles. She's literally a non-factor. And now, since I'm listening to your audience, Newstoter, now that I know that she's about to pick a lesbian VP, come on, man. That cake is baked. What we have to do is get focused on what we are facing. We are facing a Republican Party, Donald Trump, and white supremacy, all wrapped up in a little bit of bow. Okay? Now, we got to deal with it. And we can do it because we did it for 450 years already. We know these white folks. So what we've got to do is go back to Donald Trump and let's talk about that build a Black community plan. See, all of this stuff, the assassination, the rallies, ain't been no talk about no plan, y'all. Here's why. Because now that he's coming back, the Supreme Court just ruled reversing all that affirmative action stuff. So everything that he was proposing and that, Lord, what's the rapper? Ice Cube, the $500 billion. That's what he offered us. $500 billion. The platinum plan. That's what he called it. You can't do it anymore. He can't do it legally because the Supreme Court just ruled you can't do anything race-based. So anything we do has to be lineage-based. That's why everybody is pushing lineage and status. If he even comes anywhere close to say this is the Black Platinum Plan, it'll get shut down. So all people need to understand is two roads you need to be down. All roads towards lineage and all roads towards reparations. You will not get it out taking your status as your lineage. The Supreme Court, it's done. It's cooked. He can't even do that plan anymore. Even if Ice Cube came back, it'll get shut down. I needed to talk, I hate going back because I don't want to take the momentum of room, but I want to talk about different things that people did. Alaska, the guy from Alaska. Let's get ready, y'all. All the stuff that's going on in Israel and Palestine, they always talk about reparations for Palestinians. And they actually have a legal ground. They have a justified claim. Because America is financing and backdooring genocide. Y'all get ready for that. If they pay some Palestinians reparations before us, we need to get ready to raise all holy hell. There's another point some other person said. I want to put it out in the ethos. This HBCU bullshit with
language. We go ahead.
Okay. Joe Biden, stop the HBCU carrot. Okay, the HBCU carrot game. All right, don't be no HBCU carrot. Let me tell you what happened with the HBCU funding. HBCU funding is not codified. That means every year it has to be, all of the funding for all these HBCUs has to be funded on a 12-month basis. 12 months means annually, for those who don't know. And every year, generally, a president approves it. Guess what Trump did? When he was in there, he found out that you have to come begging. When you're doing appropriations, that means you got to come and beg for the money every year. He said, you mean to tell me you have to come here every year to get this money for historically black universities, colleges, education? He put an order in to make it permanent, where you don't have to come back every year, that it's automatically funded. Joe Biden came in and reversed it and made it back where it's on the damn chopping block. By him doing that, to say the HBCU funding doesn't have to be negotiated, he protected the funding. But now that it's on the chopping block, whoever is in power can say, oh, well, fuck them Negroes. We need
Hey, language, Sean.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We need to take this HBCU money and give it to the immigrants. Okay? So you all have to understand the appropriations process. Trump did not hurt us on that. Trump offers $500 billion. He can't do that same claim now because the Supreme Court just knocked that down. But he needs to reframe that. Somebody needs to talk to him about that $500 billion. There's another sister, Chocolate. Let me get to Chocolate. She was talking about the East Asians and the Indians. Yeah, they are positioning themselves for the new model minority. Prior to that, it was what you call Japanese, Chinese, Korean, them type of Asians. They're all Asians, right? That's the difference. But let me tell you something. It's not just them, it's the Hispanics. What these people are doing in our country, they are positioning themselves for proximity to white power and to assume the position of the white supremacists. So Chocolate was on point, and what she was saying was these people are not to be trusted. They are here just to assume the position and to screw the Negro. And if we don't get it together, and what they're doing is they're using this assassination attempt. First of all, that was a brand new low for America. I don't agree with any of that type of stuff. We should be able to intellectually combat people. We don't need bullets unless bullets is coming at us. Now, I believe in bullets now, but not that way. You're sitting up there harmless just because of your ideology. But these people are using, and they won. They took the victim story, and this is deeper. I can't even say it on the space, but let me tell you, it's more behind this. They literally did try to kill him. It was not staged. The only thing is, here's the big question everybody needs to ask themselves. Who tried to kill who for what reason? Trump did not do this to himself. This enlightened Trump. Trump understood that he had more enemies than he thought he had. Okay? And there's enemies working from the outside. And they're doing it for a reason. They're playing chess. What they're doing, that assassination is going to invoke his people. They know that. It is literally a plan. And once you invoke that people, you can deflect. This is the only thing I'll say. You can deflect for the real crimes that are happening. That's just a deflection. Trump had nothing to do with it. It was not staged. It was freaking real. There are people even more powerful than Trump. That assassination attempt was a deflection from the real crimes. And I'll let people kind of look into that. And what else did I wanted to talk about? Alaska, I got them. And then Miss Auntie Lai, I don't know if I'm doing, I think she's very, very right. It's something I didn't write it down. I wish I could steal it. She said that these black women, we like the super saucy hoes. And that's exactly what we're going to be, voting for Kamala Harris and this Democratic Party without any demands. All you doing is getting pimped, and you just this regular $5 hoe, pulling all this money for your Democratic pimp with getting nothing. Nothing. And then we should fall for it anymore at all. All we've got to do, we have got to stop this bleeding. This is a critical time. We're going to have to sacrifice.
Sean, let me get you to go ahead and land your plane.
Okay, so we got to sacrifice. I am not for no Joe Biden, no Kamala. It is a suicide. It's not even a nail in the coffin. It's a double nail in the coffin. These people are not offering anything to us as a people. We are going to have to pivot, and we're going to have to play chess. And we've got to understand what's going to help us now. That's closing those borders. We may have to rock with the Republicans. I know a lot of people ain't going to say that or sit on the couch. But at the end of the day, we still have to drive this damn bus because this is our country. Okay? So we're going to have to rock with them, but we're going to have to check them. And that's what's different. That's what y'all not used to.
Okay, Sean, I got to get you the link because we got some hands up. So let me.
We're going to check them. I am completely against Kamala and Biden. That's all I got to say. We're going to have to rock, and we're going to have to check these races, and we're going to have to just waddle in that mud. We're going to have to waddle in that mud again and get out of them. But we have to get them back.
Okay, Sean, Sister Sean, I'm trying to cut you off. But we,
all right, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Let me go. Brooke, are you ready now?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Brooke. You got it.
Hi, thank you. How you doing?
Hey, what's up now?
Hey. I am also loving the dramatics. I just want to bring on a friendly little reminder, daily reminder, that this election season, this is our first year since the Supreme Court reiterated that we are exempt from unfriendly laws. And so Republican or Democrat, all of this is a farce. We have a few months to begin talking about Israel and where the Israel money, how is Israel going to affect this election? Now that we know that they've been involved with every election and that every country is involved, right? Even the Supreme Court said that this is not a real country. It's an experiment. And if that's true, then that means that the Germans and Europeans, Norwegians, they're the scientists. That means we are the lab rats of this whole farce. And it's basically a colonizer's paradise. Not a gangster's paradise, but colonized paradise. And so we don't have to shuck and jive and be scared this election season. Republican or Democrat, what do we want out of these fools? Excuse my language, sorry. And so I just want to encourage everybody and just say congratulations. Like, everybody give yourself a pat on the back, because it's spaces, it's YouTube channels, it's the social media, it's us. We are doing that, the descendant class. And lastly, I just want to remind everybody that going into this election season, start talking about what is Kamala going to offer the descendant class, right? Like, help people understand to stop talking about the black voters. We're the descendant voters, right? Or the class voters, freedmen voters, whoever we are. Just let's kill the whole black voters thing, because that encompasses the diaspora, and they need to be held accountable for whatever the heck they vote for. If they vote for whatever Democratic thing that happens, that's on them. And I land my plane. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke. Real quick, let me give a shout out to All Money 223 for the contribution on Cash App. Let me go ahead and get to DJ LB, and then we'll get to you, Auntie. I think it's Auntie Audra, and we'll move it back around. DJ, hold it down for 1 second, too. DJ LB, go ahead and unmute your mic.
All right. What's going on, family? What out Chicago on the building? I'm not gonna be long-winded. I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm hearing a lot of people have opinions. The reality is, look, I just came from a barbecue with a few of my Black Greek friends, and they're ecstatic about this Kamala thing, especially the AKs I was around. The optics is simple, bro. Is that some people, listen, a lot of people ain't these Twitter people like we are. You know, they don't come in these rooms, have these intellectual debates. They go off what they see on CNN or a couple clips on Instagram. They excited that this lady getting the chance, you know, and the reality is it's just going to be weird when, you know, they throw race in the mix, in my opinion. You got Barack Obama already saying, oh, you know, it needs to be open convention. They talking crazy about him. Just, in the next couple of weeks, I just think we're going to be tried, and, we just got to stand strong, but we got to make a move, bro. What happens is, what happens when everybody who pro-Trump, and you see this goddamn debate, I apologize for cursing, you see this debate, and he go hard on it, and it's this racial overtone to it. You know, what happens then? Like, we just gotta, are Black people gonna disavow Kamala here? Like, I'm not, I'm not on no liberal stuff, but we definitely got more questions than answers at this point. So we got to make a move. And I guess the question I want to ask, are y'all, I see everybody saying, yeah, we gonna do this and we gonna do this and we gonna do this and do this, but in reality, what if they try to harm this lady? I mean, like the optics is that this lady is Black. I mean, we already know you're gonna go deep into people's family history and all that, but the optics is that she's half Black. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, we definitely entering uncharted territory, and I think that we need to start dealing in absolutes and in reality. And the reality is that, there's so many damn scenarios where this lady who is posing in Blackness could be violated or treated a certain way to psychologically affect us. I think that, also, just because I'm about to wrap up, when we talk about tangibles, and we're saying we got to go to them and ask for what we want, I think, I'm not trying to be rude to nobody, but I think we kind of passed that point. If you sitting up here, and I understand policy works and stuff, but if you thinking that these people gonna come do anything for you at this point, you a damn fool, man. I think we got to brace for impact. Whatever's happening, it's out the realm of our, collective understanding right now. Some people may know, y'all can go preach. I think we are less than 100-some days from whatever's going to happen, because I'm in Chicago and this is where the damn convention is going to be at. And you got Barack Obama, who was the first, mixed breed that was a president posing in the Blackness thing, telling everybody, no, we ain't just going to, you think he'll be the first to line up for it. He did not. So he called for an open convention. And, so the last time they said it was an open convention was 1968. And what happened in Chicago, and people was dying. It was crazy. So I'm saying that, every day something new is happening. whether you get on your Twitter Spaces or your phone. When we was on the room today, we was talking. We didn't know that dude was gonna drop out. So any second something could happen. And to be under that type of duress, I don't think we should subjugate ourselves to that. We should be planning, okay, y'all talking reparations, get in one space and figure out how y'all can get, whatever y'all plan is, everybody don't got to follow the same plan because that's not going to happen. But get with your collective, whoever, and formulate how you going to get out the jam because it's finna get real weak. And, I'm seeing people like in any event where this lady is disrespected crazy or something happened to her, God forbid, or she intellectually challenged or they skip over all together, they're going to be trying to rally the black people to, you going to have to defend her. And I'm like, don't fall for the trick. Don't fall for the trick. And a lot of people going to fall for it. It's going to be a lot of people who going to have their feelings hurt when they put the Julius Caesar knife in her back. It could get real weird because follow the money, man. So, I'm going to land with that. I appreciate y'all for listening. Stay strong, man. It's finna get weird. And that's what we can agree on is that things are about to get a lot worse than it would get better. Then one more thing about Donald Trump. Don't just trust a dude blindly. At the end of the day, everybody can cherry pick a policy or somebody did good on either side. But they trying to knock his block off too, bro. So it's like all of them, none of them have an agenda for black people. They ain't spoke about it. They not gonna speak about it. They gonna dabble in it, but they not gonna come with nothing substantial. So I think right now the best thing to do is just to mobilize yourself in smaller independent groups and figure out what your next move gonna be. Because if another cyber attack hit or anything like that, where you gonna be? You ain't gonna even be able to get on Twitter or X to have these damn conversations because that's really what's happening. So one thing that we do know is if in 2016 it was an issue, they say, and if in 2020 it was an issue, they say, 24 is coming, it's on and popping. And that shit is less than 3-4 months away. So just be prepared. I appreciate y'all.
All right, appreciate that. We're getting towards the end of the space, guys. We got a couple new speakers up here that I want to go ahead and give them an opportunity to speak. We're gonna go Auntie Audra, Indy Left, then we got Aunt Lai, Xander, Reza, No Taxation. That's gonna be the speakers for the night because I'm trying to get up out of here. It's Sunday night, and we're gonna go 3 minutes for each speaker, 3 to 4 minutes, and then that's it. We're moving on. Auntie Audra, how you doing?
Hey, Newstoter, I appreciate your giving me the mic. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I am. Okay, so I had to write this out, and I realized that we're short on time, so I'm going to just blast through it, if that's good with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So full disclosure, I'm in the middle of an existential crisis because I know some of you know me a little bit, and I've been on here about the Green Party for a minute and some change. But recently, so I joined the Green Party in 2016 following Jill Stein and Melissa Figueroa and her campaign manager at the time, David Cobb, out of the DNC party along with a bunch of Democrat delegates for Bernie Sanders. Okay, so I watched that live on Facebook. It was amazing, and I joined the Green Party at that moment, going from being a Republican to an independent to a Green Party. Okay, so that's my full disclosure and kind of my history, so you guys can kind of know where I'm coming from. And so I've been stumping for Jill Stein for a minute. I know you guys have seen it, if you've seen anything, and if you're going to my page and looking through stuff right now. But here's where I'm going to pump everybody's brakes, because as much as I don't like neither party, I'm going to say look deeply in the fact that Jill Stein is the only person with a comprehensive, quote, and I've said this many times, reprehensive plan. It's, I'm not going to cuss, Pan-African. It is written by NCOBRA, Movement for Black Lives, NARC, and I'm not down with that part. I recently reached out. Oops. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Hold on, my phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I don't know. I saw reach out last night. I've been trying to get the Green Party to come on here into these spaces and talk to everybody about the Green Party's reparations plan, and I have gotten zero. Well, I've had a few conversations with Green Party of California, of which David Cobb is a part of. I don't know Jill Stein's new campaign team, but I am, and again, full disclosure, on the Green Party's coordinating committee. I've been doing a lot of Green Party stuff. I've been active for a minute, right? And also working for us. So, and I've got a bunch of other stuff I'm really not trying to disclose on Twitter that I'm doing in my real life, right? So what I'm saying is, well, she does have a reparations plan, but to me, it is Pan-African. I reached out to the campaign. I'm waiting. Last night, I told them that I could not speak on this with any kind of confidence because I'm not like that. It is not centered on us the way that the Green Party U.S. Platform has it outlined. Jill Stein's campaign, I don't know what's going on right there. I know that they're pretty open to conversation and discussion, but, or at least I used to know it. Like I said, I'm in the middle of an existential crisis right now because this is going on live kind of in my life where it's like, wait a minute, y'all went from specific for descendants of American chattel slavery to working within COBRA. I don't understand. So I have emails going out and I'm waiting for that information to come back to me. But I'm just saying with Kamala is a no. We already know. I'm out here in California. She's one of the main ones who was like, hey, these firefighters, we need them. And these incarcerated firefighters, we can't let them go because that's our cheap labor force. And oops, I don't know if my phone went dead again.
It didn't go dead, but we got to go ahead, Audra. And
all right, I'll land. Okay. Just give it a spot. I'm waiting for answers back. The campaign manager told me that he's reaching out to Yvette Carnell and Marcel Dixon, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm not closing it all the way down on the Green Party, and I'll land there.
Okay. Thank you, Auntie Audra. Let me go ahead and get to Indy Left. Indy Left, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I'm here, man. Thanks for doing this space, man. I'm just hearing a lot of stuff that's like way off. I'm not even gonna call nobody out or nothing like that. But the last brother that spoke, he was dead right on. Like, as black folks in America, we just gonna have to get together, and like he said, in our small groups, if they start small and do our own thing, because at this point, I mean, the Democratic Party, they're gonna do what they're doing, but I'm not suggesting anybody leave the Democratic Party because we historically, since 1965, I guess, like we have really built it up and made that our party. So to just totally abandon it and you don't have anywhere else to go, I don't understand that logic. But personally, I don't think Trump is going to be able to say much in attacking Kamala's race. It could be his supporters doing it, but being that his vice president's wife is East Indian too, that's going to kind of take away that card from him. So if he does attack race, he's going to be saying something about black people. So you really got to pay attention to what he's going to be saying when it comes to racial attacks and really be able to discern and pick that apart, who he's really attacking. But like I said, I don't think he'll be able to attack her true heritage because his vice president's wife is an East Indian. So boom, there you have that. Now moving forward to the convention, I think it's going to be highly contested, and I don't think we should jump the gun. I think we should wait and see, because I do believe there's going to be the white ghosts of the Democratic Party and the elites. They're going to
organize and probably end up coming with more money than what people have already put into the Biden-Harris campaign. That's technically supposed to go behind Kamala, but we don't know how that process is going to play out, whose hands are in it. So I'm just looking at the situation and looking at all the Democratic shields, I would call them, or just black women on Instagram, people like all this black women. Oh, if Biden didn't choose Kamala, the black women was going to destroy this party and do this and do that. That is just crazy to me, because if this woman ain't even really black like you, you're really standing on a cosplay. And that's crazy to me that we the only race that do that. And at this point, I just don't even know what to think anymore. I'm going to just deal with people that I know and build with people I know, and people that want to, come together and make something like, Buddy said that was talking before the Green Party lady was talking.
Hey, Indy left. We got to go ahead and land your plane.
And I'll land my plane there. I think I said enough.
All right, appreciate you. Let me go ahead and get to Aunt Lai. Aunt Lai, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Peace, Black Power, and Reparations. I just wanted to say that I think his name is Gary Chambers from Louisiana. He just did a post on, I believe it was Instagram, in regards to somebody in Louisiana filing a lawsuit. Hold on a minute.
I'll let you down with your own spot. Joe Biden is out. Now, Republicans are...
Hey, we Aunt Lai, we ain't got time to play a tape. We ain't got time, Aunt Lai, to play a video. So real quick, just go ahead and get, because I'm trying to go ahead and close this out. So just...
Okay, he's basically saying that the Republican Party is threatening to sue if Joe Biden is not the nominee. And since Trump already stacked the court, and the last time a presidential election was chosen by the court, it was Bush, and how that's playing into what they want to happen. So they wanted him to they're the ones who wanted him to step down so that they can sue if he's not the nominee. And it's just, I told y'all, what's his name, Khaled Kennedy? We need to do what he said and just brace, because we can't be responsible for what these people are going to do, because we already know what they plan on doing and how they are, how they do their own. So we expect them to do us any type of which way when they don't care about themselves or their own interests. I'll fold my chair and land my boat.
All right. Thank you, Aunt Lai. Let me go ahead and get to Xander. Xander, go ahead and unmute your mic. Xander, you there? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. I just don't want Black Americans to get too hung up on the reason Biden ain't running is because of his health, whatever his condition. We're not messing with him because of their policies. And if Trump, right now, he don't really need Black American support really to be the whatever candidate that the Democrats come up with. But if they don't come up with anything as far as policy wise, they're really not going to get any type of support from Black Americans anyway.
All right, thank you, Xander. Let me go ahead and get to Ariza. Ariza, go ahead real quick.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, I appreciate it. Give me just a second.
Are you there?
Yeah, I got it. There's an echo in the background. Okay, I'm going to make this real quick for you guys. I'm going to start out by saying that the Democrats have no strategy. They proved it when they attacked their own people. Lest you forget, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Donald Trump were both former Democrats. Get this, they have a unilateral common denominator, supremacy. They are double down on that. They have no loyalty. I think that the majority of fellow Democrats don't endorse her. Yeah. But if she wins, it will be a lot of moves then in order to get her in. That's not here. Newsom is a California, not U.S. icon, which means that the West Coast respects Newsom, but he doesn't have that same pull all over the nation. And Hillary made so many mistakes that her credibility is in question too. Now, something you guys got to remember: a person of color does not equal, from cultural and ethnic terms, a foundational Black American. So you have a situation here where you have someone who is quote unquote a colored person, mixed that she is, but she don't represent the FBA. Period. The only 3 words that everybody should be saying in this room listening right now is cut the check. And this message is for no taxation. I love this lady. This is an update for you. I had to break down and get a color label thing. Now, about the OK Corral comment, we need to watch it with popcorn because this has nothing to do with us. Middle East conflict, the Biden-Trump controversy has one thing in common. It has nothing to do with us. Right? Now, for everybody that's listening and want to make a difference, here's how you do it. This election is all hands on deck, full red. Here's some things you can do to make our efforts more successful. Number 1, help register people to vote. You know, kids that are 17 years old, 90 days before their 18th birthday, get them registered to vote. Don't wait until the deadline. Okay. Number 2, register or apply yourself to polling locations. What's the poll? If you need guidance, send me a DM. I want to do it. The third thing, subscribe to Newstoter, funding socially, and other news networks that cater to our growth and empowerment. Okay? That's all already done. We work for the northernmost state in the nation, holding 10 toes down for Foundation of Black America. Reparations, everybody. Now land my plane.
All right, thank you, Ariza. We're gonna get to no taxation. She's the last speaker for the night. No taxation. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you, Renza, for that. You know, my brother, we are sisters and brothers in arms trying to move this thing forward. I just thought about something, y'all. And this is for the people who do spaces, who have white audiences, who go into spaces with white audiences, because those are the things that I do not do. Let's not forget that Obama won the election through Twitter when Jack had it. Yep. And let's also not forget that Trump won the presidency through Facebook by way of his son-in-law. Let's don't forget those 2 things, because the pressure, the great pressure from both sides, from everybody, not just the 2 political parties, but from all their bots, from all the people who are party people, and they ride and die for a party and not policy, all that stuff. It's headed Young's way, because Peter Thiel and Elon Musk have announced that they're going to fund Trump. So that means he got X. And Facebook can't thrive without Peter Thiel. So that means Trump has Facebook too. So y'all gonna have to really, I never tell anybody who they should vote for. I never tell you what you need to do politically. I just talk politics. So I'm throwing that out there for y'all so that you all can put that in the back and use it when you need to, because it's going to become very, very important for our village. And I'm going to leave it there. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. No taxation. Xander, I had already let you speak, so we're getting ready to close this thing out. Professor, DJ, y'all want to say something? 2 minutes each, and then I'm getting ready to close this out for the night.
I'm going to say this, family. As for Kamala Harris, or Kamala Harris, whatever everybody want to call her, I don't really care, because she ain't somebody that I'm going to vote for. Don't care about her at all. She's been cosplaying all this time, and I really hate the fact that I see a lot of our sisters, maybe not necessarily FBA sisters, might be just mainly these non-FBAs that's out here that's happy that she has become the so-called candidate for the party, for the Democratic Party. This is nothing for anybody to be happy about, because she's been cosplaying and all this whole stuff about black girl magic. It's a lie. There's no black girl magic because she's not black. She's not black American. She's not black, period. There you go. This whole thing has been a lie. And I really hope that a lot of our black American women, FBA women, will step away from this and look at this for what it really is. It's been a lie, a scam, the whole entire time. And I'm going to land right there.
All right. Thanks, Professor. DJ, you want to say something real quick? DJ, you in the space?
Yeah, shout out to everybody. Newstoter up. Enjoy your night, family. And bye.
All right.
For myself come November.
On that note, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shut it down for the night. We will. We had a space scheduled for tomorrow, but I'm gonna see what's up. We may be on tomorrow. It may be Tuesday. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, we'll send out the notification. So check for us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow or Tuesday night. So peace.